this morning.
Hey everybody,
There's black smoke,
breaking
and
news.
you've seen it live right now.
White smoke.
White smoke from the top of the chimney, the Sistine Chapel, and you hear the thunderous applause from the people there in St. Peter's Square.
Absolutely. People have been waiting for this all morning long.
Hey
They
Google,
are
what time is it in
about,
Rome?
6 hours ahead of us, so it is just close to 6 o'clock, after 6 o'clock this
6:10 p.m.
evening for them, and that smoke, the white smoke, really coming out
6:10 in the evening.
very
They're ahead of us.
full. You know, the black smoke was just kind of peeking out, but this is obvious. No mistakes here. A new head of the Catholic Church has been chosen
That
by
was relatively fast.
all the cardinals who were there. They just started this yesterday. This was the fourth vote, it appears. One yesterday, two earlier today, and one this afternoon, Fred.
And Karen, you're so right about how the white smoke is billowing out there. You see the cloud right there. Just a short while ago, we showed you the picture from top of the Sistine Chapel. And right now, we're going to take you to ABC News for live coverage of the election of the new Pope.
Next one. This is history making. Sorry, the Pope was gone.
Trying to get the name here, folks.
Of course, for those of you watching back in the United States, we wanted to allow you to feel as though you're right here at the Vatican with us, to hear the bells ringing. You can see the tens of thousands who've gathered in St. Peter's Square, the smoke coming from that chimney, unmistakable, the white smoke that we had been waiting for. And obviously we know that inside the Sistine Chapel right now,
folks,
the 133
the
cardinals,
identity of
the
the Pope
electors who
has not
chose
been
the new
named
Pope,
yet.
and one of them in that room will now serve as the next Pope of the Catholic Church. We know inside the room what happens, and this is where it gets a little tricky. The Secretary of State, Pope Francis's Secretary of State, would be the person who would ask the Cardinal, do you accept? What could be tricky is if perhaps he's the choice. We do not know who the next Pope is. He was one of the main contenders here. But whoever it is has been asked, do you accept? And once they accept, they then are asked, what name would you like to have? How will we refer to you? Moments from now, when we introduce you to the world right here in St. Peter's Square, the balcony, of course, right behind us, the velvet drapes have been hanging now for a couple of days. You can see the applause down there in the square as the bells continue to ring. Lindsay, an extraordinary atmosphere here at the Vatican.
It certainly is, and just so much excitement. You can still see people in the area just running just to get near St. Peter's Square. We can only imagine the potential for hundreds of thousands. The square itself can hold about 250,000 people, in addition to the thousands that will likely pour into the surrounding streets. This seems pretty in line with the last two conclaves. When you look at 2013, the white smoke appeared at 7:06 p.m. 2005, the white smoke at 5:50 p.m. We're talking about the fifth ballot
Folks, I
when
do
it was
not
Pope
know who the
Francis,
new Pope
the
is, and
fourth
nobody
ballot
else
when
does
it was
either.
Pope Benedict.
Somebody
And
does.
here we are.
But,
We've talked about this, the likelihood that it would happen. The average
who's the Pope
3.3 days,
knows.
as the Cardinal had said to James several days ago, that something unusual will have happened if we do not have a new Pope by Friday. Here we are on Thursday with that announcement imminent. If the past is any indication, it likely may be 40 minutes or so before we hear Habemus Papam, we have a new Pope.
The two words we will wait to hear, of course, and from the balcony here in St. Peter's Square, you can see it in the faces of the faithful who have gathered here. And we take a note. You know, Lindsay, you've been down there. I've been down there as well, talking to so many of the people
says
who
here
have
that
gathered
a
here
few
to
short
witness
moments,
this particular moment.
the
Though they
name
were
of the
happy
Pope
even
will
when
be
they saw the
announced,
signal
folks.
of black smoke, because they knew they were part of history. And so many of the people I talked with, both Catholic and non-Catholics, said they were drawn to the Vatican. And many of them told me, those who were not Catholic said they were drawn here because of Pope Francis and his ability to reach out beyond the Catholic Church, the human touch, reaching out to every corner of the globe. And the question is, and there are many, but one of them is whether or not within the Sistine Chapel they decided to go in the same direction, a similar direction, at least when it comes to reaching out to the peripheries, the people who are unheard, unseen in every corner of the world, that'll be part of the patchwork that is put together by this next cardinal who will soon be
So,
introduced
folks, we will
not only here at the Vatican but to the world as the next Pope of the Catholic Church.
will know that in 30
Father James
minutes
Martin
to
has
an
been
hour.
with us every step of the way. Father Martin, what an extraordinary thing to witness.
Honestly, it's amazing to be here. You see these in history books, you see it on YouTube from way back when, and to hear the bells and to see the smoke pouring out is exciting. Also, for me, it's incredible to think that one of those men who was a cardinal just eating lunch with them, right, a few hours ago, is now the successor of St. Peter, the victor of Christ, the spiritual head of 1.4 billion Catholics. So the transformation from cardinal to pope is quite amazing.
Father Martin here with us, and he will be here as we await the announcement, the presentation to the world
We'll be
when
back.
they announce that they do have a Pope.